Venom, Let There Be Carnage is a movie I've been putting off watching for a while because a lot of people have told me that it simply sucks. And after watching the movie, I can say with 100% certainty that all those people were 100% right. Let's talk about why. Eddie Brock attempts to reignite his career by interviewing serial killer Cletus Cassidy, who becomes the host of symbiote Carnage and escapes prison after a failed execution. And the first Venom movie was fantastic. I loved it. It's one of my favorite superhero movies out the last however many years we've been having superhero movies for now. It was dark, it was gritty, it was interesting. This one, it's dark, it's gritty, it's similar stuff. But the problem being with this movie is it's not really got anything about it. You know, there's not really a whole lot of story there, to the point where Eddie Brock starts out the same and finishes the same. He's no character arc whatsoever. You know, he starts out as an investigative journalist, he's buddies with Venom, and at the end of it, he's an investigative journalist who's single and buddies with Venom. That's the movie. Well, obviously there's more in it. We've got Carnage now. The pacing of the movie is absolutely terrible. A big problem with this movie is that it's super slow. The movie is just an hour and a half long, just over an hour and a half long, but when it finished, it felt like a 3-hour movie. It just dragged and dragged and dragged. And sure, there's a lot of action near the end. The Carnage and Venom fight is interesting, but not amazing. But overall, the story really drags, it's really slow paced, and an hour and a half movie feels like a slog. It feels like a tough journey to get through, which is such a shame because there's no reason for a Venom movie not to be explosive action all the way through, incredible storytelling, incredible visuals, and just make a fantastic movie. Because, you know, they did it already. The second one is a major disappointment. Even some of the CGI looks really bad in this movie. Now, in saying all of that and giving out that much about the movie, it does have its good points. The relationship between Eddie Brock and Venom is still there. It's still funny. Venom is hilarious at times in this movie.
Oh, shit! Where you going? That is a red one! You need to come out right now. I will let you eat everybody! Promise! I promise! Oh, yeah!
Another plus point is that Tom Hardy is a fantastic actor and he really gets to show it. And it's perhaps underrated, his performance in this movie. Because there's times in this movie where he has to act as two different people. And he does it phenomenally well. There's a scene where Venom takes control of his body and starts drawing. And Tom Hardy has to act out all of that. And act out different stages and throwing it away. And he has to act out Venom's actions while being Tom Hardy or being Eddie Brock. He has to pretend also Venom is in control too. Terrible description of what's happening there. But basically he's got to act as two different people in one body and he does it fantastically well. Also we've got Cletus Cassidy's love interest who's got this superpower which is possibly the worst superpower of all the superpowers we've seen in comic books so far, in comic book movies I should say, so far. She screams. That hurts people's ears. It doesn't do anything else, you know, other than the, you know, make them a little bit deaf, but she screams, and that's all. So that's the thing as well. So overall, Venom, Let There Be Carnage was one of the biggest letdowns of 2021, and I'm glad I put off watching it for a long time. So when it comes down to a rating out of 10, after all the giving out I've done about it, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. It had its good points, but it had a lot more bad points. It wasn't one of the worst movies of the year, but it was certainly a disappointment. And if you're looking for a movie that'll keep you entertained all the way through, have you laughing all the way through, have some great action and great visuals, don't watch Venom, Let There Be Carnage.